Welcome to the series review and recap of the Amazon series Invincible on the Brandon and Ryan Hour. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Ryan. And we're going to talk about a superhero show. So, yay, fun times.
Superhero show?
Yeah.
That's what you said? Okay.
That is what I said, yeah.
I mean, I guess so.
It's technically based off superheroes, so.
It's a television series adaptation of a comic book.
Yep.
Okay, we got that out of the way.
Yeah, totally nailed it. Good job.
So, the Amazon Prime series Invincible came out. Season 1 came out in 2021. I think early 2021.
That sounds about right. Yeah, April 2021.
Yeah. And season 2 is coming out November 2023. And we watched the Adam Eve prequel show that they put out. Teaser show.
one episode show.
Yeah. And got me interested, so I figured I'd go back and watch the first season of Invincible. And so now we're going to talk about it.
All right. So, what are your initial thoughts on the first season?
I was actually kind of impressed. It's a good story. It's surprising. There's a lot of dang it, what's the word? I don't know. I like how they copy things, but they're also original at the same time.
Okay, all right. Kind of paying homage to stuff, but still with their own spin on it.
I don't even know if it's paying homage or it's just kind of like, this is hilarious to make something that's almost exactly like the other thing.
Okay, all right.
It's kind of like an homage, but also it's kind of funny. So, the what was it called? The Guardians of the Globe. It's basically a ripoff of the Justice League.
The Justice League, yeah.
What do they have? The Red Flash? No, the Red something.
Yeah, it's like Red Streak or Red Blur or something like that. Red Rush. Red Rush is what it's called. Yep.
Yeah. They got the Batman.
Yeah. That's called Darkwing, I think, which drives me nuts because when someone says Darkwing, I think Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, me too. I kept thinking Darkwing Duck. Like I was picturing like a Darkwing Duck Batman mashup. They had the Green Ghost. Martian Man.
Yep.
They took the hunter off of it.
Yep, just Martian Man.
They had Titan. Was it Titan? Yeah, Titan. And
who was Titan?
No, Titan. Was it Titan?
I don't remember a Titan. They had the Immortal.
Immortal.
That may be what you're thinking of.
Yeah. What was that lady's name?
I don't remember. War Woman.
Yeah. So like they had the Justice League.
Yeah.
Except the Superman character is Omni-Man.
Okay.
But anyway, what about you? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I watched it when it first came out, and then after we did the Adam Eve review, I went back and rewatched it. It's still just as good as the first time I watched it. So, really enjoyed the art style. The voice acting was next level.
Yeah, I agree.
There were a few episodes that I thought could have been done without, but overall, I enjoyed the overall season.
I know what you mean, but like they could have done without.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of liked how they just threw in, it's just like series back in the day. They would just have an episode that had nothing to do with the rest of the show,
Mm-hmm.
and they would just do something random, kind of fun. Just take a break from the actual like heaviness of the main plot. Um, so okay, so I guess a little recap on the show is there's an alien superhero named Omni-Man. He has a son with a human, and Mark is his name. And then
Uh-huh.
he doesn't get his superpowers until he's about 18.
Yeah, like 17, 18, something like that.
Yeah, because I think in the show he said that none of the people from his planet get their powers. Everybody gets their powers before they turn 18.
Yeah.
He said something like that. So Mark gets his powers, and then his dad, Omni-Man, goes and kills all of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Globe. Guardians of the Globe. Yep.
Wrong
Guardians of
Guardian.
the Galaxy is something completely different.
Trademark. Sorry. Don't sue us, but we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So he kills all of the Guardians of the Galaxy in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so for those of you who haven't watched the show yet, just FYI, there's going to be spoilers all through our discussion because we are recapping the entire thing.
A review and a recap.
Okay. But
for those of you 2-year-old show,
those of you who haven't seen the show, you should go watch it.
And if they've watched any of our other shows, they know that we just talk about this.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so at the end of the first episode, Omni-Man, Mark's dad, just goes and kills all of the Guardians of the Globe. And it's kind of a mystery as to why he did it throughout the entire show.
It was kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
That's like the thing about the show. It's like kind of every episode has something that you don't expect to happen. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of, I don't know. I imagine that's how the fight would go down if Superman killed the rest of the Justice League. Except I don't know if the Superman would get as jacked up.
Probably not.
Yeah. That's the only kind of thing that kind of bugged me was how sometimes they would get hurt a lot and then sometimes they wouldn't. It seemed like there was some inconsistencies on how strong they were or how strong other things were, like how they were fighting.
Okay. I don't think I know what examples you're talking about, but all right.
So like when the aliens show up in the first 2 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Not aliens, but the interdimensional things.
Yeah, aliens. Like I know what you're talking about.
They don't hurt Mark.
Uh-huh.
But they just incapacitate him, and then he kills a whole bunch of them, right?
When they first show up, no, he doesn't.
Well, not when he first shows up, but like the second time.
Okay.
The second battle.
All right.
And I think the third battle too. Yeah, the second and third battle, he fought back, and they didn't overpower him; they just incapacitated him.
Yeah.
For one time.
Okay.
But then he's like fighting a robot or like the cyborg things, right? And he's like getting the crap beat out of him by 3 cyborgs.
Uh-huh.
Which doesn't seem.
Well, apparently the cyborgs were super, super strong. Because they also sent the cyborgs after Omni-Man towards the end as well.
Yeah, but they were just cannon fodder.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he can stop a meteor or comet.
Uh-huh.
But then he is getting beat up by 3 robot guys.
Okay. Man, I didn't write it.
I know. I'm just saying, like that. Sometimes that bothered me with the inconsistency there. It's hard to
Okay.
tell, like when he was going to defeat something super easily and not. Um, but anyway, they have a lot of cool bad guys in it. A lot of unique things, like the one guy, the guy with the jetpack. He was like, "I'm gonna blow this city up because my suit is lined with plutonium or whatever," and the guy just throws him into
Just
space.
threw him into space. Yeah.
And he's like, "When in doubt, throw him into space."
I mean, it worked. Yeah.
It's like that's a good line. It's pretty smart. And then later on, you see him floating through space.
Just floating in space, frozen because he dead.
He's definitely dead. And then the guy, the doctor, scientist guy with the earthquake bracelets.
Yep.
They kept calling them gloves. And Mark was like,
They're not
"Great.
gloves. They
But
don't
gloves
have fingers.
He's like, those are most like bracelets. And then they were talking about the one-liners and stuff.
Uh-huh.
That was good. So for the first couple of episodes, I was really confused about Adam Eve.
Okay.
Because the only thing she did was use the light power stuff. It wasn't until like over halfway through when she started like manipulating things to change them. I was like, okay, so she can do that. Why didn't she do that much more frequently? Because in the Adam Eve show, like she did it all the time.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe she's getting bored of it as she gets older.
Or maybe the light-based powers were just more effective when she was fighting stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? So the demon guy was cool too.
What did they call the demon detective, whatever his name was.
Demon detective. Shoot, I don't remember what they called him.
Darkblood.
Darkblood.
Damon Darkblood is what his actual name was.
Yeah, that was Clancy Brown.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the actor's Clancy Brown. So that was, I like him. He's in a lot of cool movies.
Yep.
So isn't this just to back up for a second? No, I thought I was thinking Seth Rogen was like a producer or something.
I think he is.
Oh, okay, I just don't see it here listed.
Okay.
Anyway, he's been doing a lot of animated stuff. I think he's producer on the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what else? I like all the little subplots.
Okay.
It took too long.
I was trying to think of something, but yeah.
There's a bunch of subplots along the way. Because you've got the robot, you've got the new Guardians of the Globe, you've got the relationship between Mark and that chick. You've got the underlying plot of why Omni-Man killed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The alien, or not the aliens, but the trip to Mars.
Yeah, the trip to Mars.
The Seth Rogen, Alan the alien, showing up to
test Earth's defenses. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he didn't show up to test Earth's defenses. He just went to the wrong planet, remember?
Right. I was about to say that. He was showing up to test the defenses and then realizes, oh, I don't know how to read. I went to the wrong planet.
I like that character because He never talks with his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Just all telepathy.
yeah. And they're fighting and he's like, "Are you taking your time out?" He's like, he's like, "I get a timeout?" Like, I didn't know there were timeouts. And then like he gets a rock and then like they just sit down and have a little talk after they were
Yep.
fighting. It's pretty funny. The only subplot that irritated me was the girlfriend.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about that relationship at all. Especially when she
Yeah.
found out when Mark tells her, "Hey, I'm invincible. That's why I'm not around." And she's like, "Yeah, I know. I figured it out weeks ago, but I'm still mad at you."
Right. And she was mad at him for leaving, even though she knew he didn't leave.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna be mad because he's been dating you for 3 months and he hasn't told you that he's a superhero.
Yeah.
He's been a superhero for all of 3 months.
3 months, right?
Um yeah. She seemed I don't
Just
know.
whiny and catty.
And dumb, but they are teenagers, so it's like they made her act older than they made her act like somebody was in her mid to late 20s
Okay. All right.
sometimes and then like a teenager other times. It's just annoying sometimes. um what else? um who's your favorite bad guy?
Favorite bad guy. Huh. I think Machine Head was my favorite. Even though he was only in one episode. Because the guy who voices him, like I really like that actor.
Oh, who is it?
Jeffrey Donovan.
Jeffrey Donovan. Okay.
Um, anyway, I really like that actor, so it took me a few minutes to place the voice because they kept modulating it. And when I figured it out, I was like, "Oh, I like that." Okay,
Okay, yeah, I know who he is.
and I really enjoyed his mini storyline for that one episode. Outside of that, because I mean, he was just a bit character.
Yeah, he was not the main character of that episode or that subplot.
I don't know. I also liked the Muller twins. They
Yeah.
were heavily featured throughout the series,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, just the back and forth because one of them is a clone and one of them isn't, or at some point we don't know which one.
Oh no.
They could have both been clones, a clone
Right,
of a clone.
exactly.
We don't know, and I just their banter back and forth was hysterical.
Um, there, I really liked the way they did the cloning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like how they normally do cloning. Um, like he grew a duplicate body and then made an exact copy of his mind
Right,
to put into put in the other body. So essentially, they are
the same
exact
being.
copies.
Right.
Yeah. Normally, they just make a body clone and let the mind be.
Uh huh.
Um,
But the only thing that irritated me about that, we know exactly which one when they both wake up. We know which one is the clone because of where they were laid,
yeah.
but they didn't address it. They were just like, okay, we don't know who is who, even though we know what side the real one laid down on and which one the fake one or the clone was on.
Yeah. But I think I other than that, and I thought it was funny that when they woke up, the one that was the clone
Uh huh.
was like telling the other one that he was the clone right away.
Right away. Yeah.
And technically, the new clone hadn't committed any crimes. So it was the other clone that got killed.
Uh-huh.
So the new clone shouldn't be in jail. Technically.
I mean, technically, yeah.
um, um, I like how he had to like drill into his skin
With
to,
a drill press.
yeah, to get the blood. And I liked how they kept. Okay, so the introduction to each episode
Mm-hmm.
I thought was really unique, and I've never really seen it done that way before. The title,
Oh, the title card.
yeah,
Okay, all right.
I was like the first time it happened, I was like, haha, that's funny, and then second time I was like, oh, I kind of like this, and then they did it every time like a different way.
Uh-huh.
I was like, that's actually pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before that I can recall.
Okay. So, who was your favorite villain?
Um, uh, I don't know.
TikTok.
Probably the Mauler twins.
Okay, all right.
Just because they're pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'd probably have to go with them because the rest of them only have like a few minutes of screen time, and they're kind of lame. Like the bracelets guy, the guy with the jetpack,
Mm-hmm.
the Mars aliens. Um, who else? Um, there's a couple others. The guy with the cannon arm.
The cannon arm, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had in the episode with Machine Head, you had all those random mercenary villains show up for like 5 minutes.
The cat one was kind of cool
Yeah.
because he was just
Powerful.
destroying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I thought that episode was interesting because they show Omni Man just watching.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, well, not gonna defend my kid
yeah,
because I told him not to do this. So you got to deal with your own consequences, I guess.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was because of that, but also like he seemed like he was testing him a lot and
Okay.
trying to prepare him for the big reveal at the end.
All right.
And to toughen him up. So, yeah, that cat guy was kind of cool. But he was there for just that fight, and then he left. What did you think about the robot when he first let the Mauler twins out?
I was confused why he let him out. I was like,
Yeah.
are they setting him up to be a bad guy?
Yeah,
Because like I liked Robot from the very beginning when he first showed
yeah,
up. I was like, hey, this is a cool character. I like it. And then he let him out and was like, I'm very confused. Like, don't turn a good character into a villain just for the sake of subverting expectations. Because I felt like that was what they were doing. But I was pleasantly surprised with the storyline.
yeah. And they keep it going too, pretty much right up until the end
Yeah.
about why he's doing what he's doing.
Yep.
And I like how they had like the little moments where like the robot was kind of creepy.
Okay.
Like when he showed up at the hospital and like that one robot like dissolves and is acting all weird
Uh-huh.
because it got beat up. But then the regular robot comes in and you're like, oh, okay. And then when he like glitches out,
Uh-huh.
and he's what did he say? Die. He's saying die like over and over again. That was okay. So, what did you think about the guy that what the heck is his name? He's in the Guardians, the new kid.
Rexplode.
Yeah,
He irritated me a lot.
yeah. I think he was supposed to be though.
I think that's kind of what they were going for, but he really just irritated me. I don't understand why he would make the Guardians of the Globe team, because I mean he's basically, from what I can see, his superpowers are just like
He's
Gambit.
Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not. He doesn't seem that powerful.
Right. Like he punched somebody. I was like, okay, that didn't seem like a superhero punch.
Yeah.
He's just can make things explode.
Hmm.
Um,
But like Gambit
Yeah.
is a cool character, and like I can see, well, like the X-Men, they're not always going up against a world-ending threat. So him on the team with the mutants makes sense, but Gambit on a major superhero team doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
yeah, he's definitely like a D tier superhero.
Yeah.
Because like, what are you even gonna do in a bank robbery?
Right.
Like, I
Just
don't.
throw stuff at people.
Yeah, get some rolls of quarters and like throw them at the bad guy and make them explode
Yeah.
and potentially kill them or innocent civilians.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he made the team other than to be
To force
that.
Adam Eve not to be on it.
Yeah, it did give her kind of a reason to
A
not be
reason
on
to
it.
not be there. Hmm.
And he's kind of that um cross between the Flash and what's his name?
I
Daredevil.
don't
Daredevil? No.
know. I don't think that's who
What's
you're
his
thinking
name?
of. I don't know.
He's red, can't die. Swords.
Red can't. Oh, Deadpool.
Deadpool. He's got that personality cross between the Flash and Deadpool.
Okay.
He's
I
like a
guess.
toned down Deadpool and like a toned up Flash, right? As far as being like mouthy and kind of a jerk, douchey.
Okay.
Um, that's
Yeah.
the only reason I think he was there.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. I
and even
wasn't
like
crazy about him. Go
the
ahead.
the shrinking lady.
Shrinking Violet, I
Uh,
think was her name.
yeah, and duplicate. Like their powers don't seem A tier.
Yeah, like they're not on the same level as the original Guardians of the Globe.
And then, can any of them fly?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Except for
Like Robot
Robot
has contraptions that make him fly, but no, none of them
and Black
have.
Samson has had his suit,
Uh huh.
so I think he could fly with the suit.
I don't remember seeing that in the show, but
And how
who
does Black
knows?
Samson get on the team?
Well, so apparently he was originally on the Guardians of the Globe, the original team,
Mm-hmm.
because he had superpowers and then lost them.
Right.
So he built a suit that gave him powers. But
How do you get, like, he's not even like a Batman character or a Darkwing where he's got contraptions. He just has
yeah,
a suit.
right. But I mean, so does Iron Man. He's not. All he has is a mechanical suit.
He's got a little more than that.
I
But
mean, other than money, that's basically all he
okay,
has.
if you're picking for your superhero team, Because Black Samson, you're like, you lost your superpowers. So I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah.
you want to work in the equipment room?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have him out in the field. Like maybe if he came on to just train them and not go out on missions, that could
Yeah,
make sense. But
right. But he does. I like that his storyline where he had lost his powers, but he was still wanting to fight, so he did something about it, and then gets the crap beat out of him and gets his powers back.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah. But they never show him, or I don't remember them showing him use his actual powers yet. So I don't even know what powers he has.
Yeah. I mean, it's called Black Samson, so I'm guessing he's just strong.
That's
Samson.
a possibility. Yeah.
So, yeah, but they didn't. After he got his powers, they didn't do anything because the government guy kept telling him to hold back and let Omni-Man and Invincible fight.
Yep.
What else? Anything else before we get to the main plot?
Another character that I really liked that didn't get a whole lot of screen time was the Immortal.
Yeah.
I thought he was pretty cool when he showed back up the second time.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand why he went directly after the guy instead of, because he worked with the government for years. Why would he not go to the organization that he worked with and be like, hey Cecil, we got a problem. This is what happened. We need to figure out how to take Omni-Man down. But no, he just, I'm up, I'm angry, I'm gonna go do this.
I mean, he did. For him, he just watched like 5 of his best friends get utterly destroyed. And then he was dead for 4 months.
Well, who knows if he knows how long he was dead?
Probably didn't know.
Right.
So he literally just watched his friends die. And then he wakes up. It's been 4 months, but to him, it's been 5 seconds.
Right.
So he's probably pretty pissed off.
Yeah, but you would think you'd have a little bit more sense than to go attack the guy who just killed you in your mind 5 minutes ago.
I don't know. I'd be pretty pissed off. And he is called Immortal. So I thought that was... I didn't understand why the government didn't put his head back on his body. Did the Mauler twins do anything else to him?
No, they just sewed his head back on.
Okay. So why did the government try that?
I mean, what if this has never come up before?
Yeah, but they know a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like they knew about the Mars aliens. They knew about the text to send Dark Blood back to
back to hell.
Back to hell.
Yeah.
They get they pieced the thing back together and got their AI to fill in the gaps.
Yep.
The whole time though, like, the audience knows that Omni-Man killed him. I didn't really care. I still liked Omni-Man the whole time.
Okay, yeah.
I was just like, okay, he killed them. That was a crazy fight.
I wanted to know why.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, I wanted to know why.
I was interested in the mystery of it, but that he killed him, I was like, okay, well, he did it, so.
Yeah, because it wasn't like he went and killed them and then proceeded to go out and kill everybody else. So you're like,
Hmm.
why did he just kill them?
Right.
So it's kind of strange. But at the same time, I was like, I don't hate Omni Man yet. I still don't, actually.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. um, I thought, what are they? Filtramites?
Yeah.
So I liked. He's not. He's kind of an idiot, right?
Who? Omni
It's
Man?
yeah.
Okay.
Um, Nolan, that was his name. As far as like how to figure out how to tell your wife and son that you've actually come to this planet to conquer it,
All right.
like
Yeah.
he didn't think that one through quite well enough.
Not at all.
You feel like he's from Filtrum and they're way more advanced, and he's apparently hundreds or thousands of years old,
Hmm.
and he hasn't figured out how to not be an idiot and bring people along with you on this ride of
Okay. Yeah.
conquering the world.
Yeah.
Um, so I get now why he, at the end of Adam Eve, he made that face when Son was talking about getting his powers.
Uh
Um,
huh.
so yeah, so they don't age like everybody else.
Right.
He said the older they get, the slower they
This.
age,
Yeah.
and then um, that they'll live for thousands and thousands of years. um I guess the Filtrum fight, like where they're all like destroying each other to like
Uh huh. To see
see
who's
who.
the strongest. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of funny. And they're like, all right, let's have a big fight. And then when do they stop fighting though? Like
Yeah.
that's the
That's a
thing.
great question. Like, how many of them were actually left at the
Or
end of
were
that
they
fight?
just yeah. I mean, it seemed like a lot because they said they were sending people all over the galaxy to conquer planets.
Hmm.
Um, and when they showed the planet, they were flying around all over the place.
Yeah.
So presumably they just killed the ones who didn't have like full powers, maybe
Maybe.
like get rid of the weaklings so that there aren't anymore. It like it be like a bunch of Kryptonians on Earth just fighting each other, like thousands of them.
Hmm.
That would be an epic battle.
Yeah, for sure.
So what did you think about the reveal and the like why he was actually on Earth and trying to get his son on board?
I mean, I liked it. It definitely gave some tension
Hmm.
because Mark is very idealistic. Don't
Yeah,
know why that word was so difficult, but I got there. Um,
he's a
and
kid.
he's a kid, but from Nolan's perspective, like his reasoning for what he was doing makes sense. He had a mission, and he was there to fulfill it. And it was interesting to see somebody who had aged so much and was jaded by life and seeing everything that he'd seen. Hey, people are gonna die. You're not gonna remember them in 500 years. Like it makes sense why he's so calloused or doesn't regard life at all.
Yeah,
So
with
it's
a
in
lower regard for human life than.
yeah,
I mean, he still values it, but not like he said. I think he said that they were like pets.
yeah. He said he loves his wife, but like somebody loves a pet
Yeah,
because she's not going to be around forever. So it makes sense to have that jaded view if you live for thousands of years
Right.
and everybody else doesn't. Like, I can see the slow creep of how that would take over your mind.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I enjoyed the turn. I thought it was well done. It made sense for the story and for his character motivation. So
Mhm. And I think, um, obviously, the fight between Omni Man and Invincible, Omni Man is always going to win because he's thousands of years older than him,
mhm,
presumably.
right.
And um, eh, yeah, you can't underestimate the old strength, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was interesting though that like it seemed they made it kind of seem like he unexpectedly fell in love when he came to Earth, or he was trying to do that to like fit in
Hmm.
while he was, in his process of taking over the planet.
Yeah.
So I don't think, I mean, it honestly shouldn't have taken him long to take over the planet and do what he wanted to do. But like, they're playing the long game, right?
Right.
Because so that they don't just have to kill everybody.
Right. Make them dependent on you, and then when the rest of the Viltrumite forces show up, you can just be like, "Hey, join us," because you're too weak to do anything on your own. It makes
Well,
sense.
was that what the plan was? There were supposed to be more Viltrumites showing up?
Yeah, that's what I understood was he
Okay.
was just getting the world ready for when everybody else shows up, for them to be like, "Hey, we're gonna submit to you guys because we're too weak to do anything about it."
Okay. I was kind of unclear on what the plan was. Like, was he supposed to come there and take over and be like the oh, what do you call that? Um like the Surf King?
Hmm. Okay.
Like the King of Earth for the Filtermite Kingdom?
I don't think that's what the point was, but I can see how you would think that.
Um but that you're I mean both are plausible.
Right.
They didn't really say. But then so he um gets married, has a kid, that changes everything. So then he's like, I guess he was waiting to see if he was a Filtermite or a human
Yeah.
to see whether or not he was what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
So if he never got his powers, he was just gonna pretend like
I guess. Yeah.
nothing was going on. But I guess now that another Filtermite was there, he needed to get his son on board with his ultimate plan.
I'm guessing that's what the plan was, but
Seems strange. I liked the scene though when he's on Everest, like rehearsing how he's gonna tell his son
yeah.
that he killed the Guardians of the Globe, and that he's there to take over the world.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Um, so then they fight. He beats the crap out of his son.
And kills hundreds, if not thousands of people during that
I was
fight.
killing lots of people, and like somehow all this was being recorded or broadcast.
Okay. Yeah. Because
Because
Cecil and his team had little floating things chasing him down, watching everything.
yeah, but how that got broadcasted on like network television?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I don't remember unless Robot did it.
Okay.
What's his? Did he have a name after he was Robot, or is he still Robot?
They gave him a name, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay. Um. Anyway, So
But yeah, it is. It was a very bloody fight as well. Like
yeah,
they did not shy away from gore in this show at all.
and then he had to fight the Immortal again,
Hmm.
and this time he messed him up pretty bad. I don't know if he can sew him back together this time.
I guess we'll find out in season 2.
We'll find out. So he kills the Immortal again, beats the crap out of his son, and then leaves.
Hmm.
Flies off into space, presumably back to Filtrum.
Okay.
But why?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but they made it seem like he was maybe having a change of heart.
Yeah, because he asked Mark, his son, what are you going to have after 1,000 years or 500 years or whatever he said.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'd still have you. And then that's when he took off. So it looked like maybe his son was getting to him.
Yeah,
Hey, I shouldn't kill my kid. Maybe he felt ashamed for the beat down that he placed on him. Who knows?
yeah. I think that's what they were trying to go for, and I think maybe I don't know if he was having like um a crisis of conscience because he actually did love his wife and he did love his son, but at the same time felt superior to everybody
Mm-hmm.
because he's going to live forever.
Right.
Not forever, but you know. And then so that's pretty much the end. But then they have like the thing where they show the team back together and all the other subplots that are still open ended.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how they did that. They were like, "Oh yeah," and
Hey,
we'll have
we
to come
haven't
back.
forgot what's going on yet. So
Yeah, like the rock guy who took over.
yeah,
Or
that guy's name was
who,
Titan. Yeah,
that was Titan.
that was Titan. Yeah.
That was Titan, the Concrete Man.
Yep.
Um. So yeah, I mean, thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope season 2 is just as good, if not better.
So did you like this better than you liked the Adam Eve episode?
I think I liked it better. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
The story, um, obviously a lot more story, and then the main plot was unique and enjoyable.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely liked it more. What about? Or you had already said that you liked
Yeah, I had
it
already
more.
said that during our other review. So if you guys haven't seen our Adam Eve review, you should definitely go check it out as well.
Yeah, go check that out. I'll
Uh,
try to remember to leave a link in the description. I'll try.
Yeah,
So
so I'd
yeah,
definitely give this series, a watch recommendation. And
for
I
sure.
think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 7.8. What about you? Where would you scale this one?
Would you say 7, 8?
7, 8.
Okay, that's a respectable score, but I think it's a little bit better than that. I'm gonna give it an 8.4.
Okay.
Um, yeah, for a lot of reasons. It's a unique story. It's well told. Good artwork. Great voice acting. Um, rewatch value, and it leaves you wanting more from season 2, which is coming out in November of 2023.
Yep.
And then I was reading that they're looking to do more seasons, but more frequently instead of waiting 2 years between.
Yeah, that would be nice because a 2-year gap is a little bit of a long time in between
Yeah,
seasons.
for sure. Um, Yeah, so when Invincible 2 season 2 comes out, we're gonna watch that and review it.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Anything we're forgetting?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. So
Cool.
if you guys made it this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Hit the subscribe button if you wanna, because that way you can be notified when we release new videos.
Yep.
Leave
Leave us some
down below.
comments. Leave us some comments, apparently. Let us know what you thought. If you watched the show, if you liked it. Some predictions for season 2, maybe. I predict lots of blood.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
If Ryan didn't say it, subscribe.
I did say it.
Okay. Check us out on. We're gonna be Yes, check us out on Rumble and YouTube, whichever your platform of choice is, and you can follow us on Twitter at BRH Reviews. And until next time, later.